This story does not go viral because it is emotional. It goes viral because it destroys expectations. A deputy collapses inside a jail. The people closest to him are not fellow officers. They are inmates. And what happens next forces an uncomfortable question about who actually shows character when it matters.
He was breathing heavily. He wasn't moving the way he normally moves. And their biggest indicator is they said he took off his hat. Deputy Hobbs always wears a hat. And he took his hat off and he was really sweating and he was fanning himself with his hat. So the inmates already had an idea that Deputy Hobbs wasn't feeling well. So Smalls is assigned to a downstairs room. And he was the only one who could see what was happening to Deputy Hobbs initially. He saw Deputy Hobbs at the desk and he saw him fall and hit the floor.
This is where the story flips. The first people to recognize an emergency were not supervisors, not backup, not medical staff. It was inmates. And that matters because most people watching expect indifference here. Silence, maybe worse. But instead, the people society labels as dangerous are the first ones to react. That assumption just collapsed harder than the deputy did.
So he was banging on his door. So he was the one who really sounded the alarm. Eventually, the whole unit was banging on their doors. They were all, banging, calling the deputy's name repeatedly. And Deputy Hobbs later told me he didn't realize he had passed out. He had no idea that he had suffered an emergency. And he could hear deputy, deputy, Deputy Hobbs, deputy, deputy.
That is what brought him back. Not alarms, not protocols, human voices. Men behind locked doors refusing to let another human being die. And here is the uncomfortable truth no one wants to say. If inmates are the first line of response in a medical emergency, the system is not as airtight as people pretend it is. Instinct beat structure. Humanity beat procedure.
And that's actually what woke him to the point that he was semi-conscious. And I think he looked up and he saw the inmates in 617.
That sentence destroys the stereotype. That is not criminal thinking. That is not self-interest. That is moral instinct. And here is where the hypocrisy shows up. People love talking about redemption until it comes from someone they have already written off. You cannot preach humanity and then deny it when it shows up in the wrong uniform. Character does not disappear at sentencing. It shows up under pressure.
Pick up. Central RT. 3 Mike. Officer needs 3 Mike. Officer needs help.
Before medical en route, deputy assistant.
What is the issue with, what is the problem with Deputy Hobbs?
Had injury.
What type of injury? Signal 4 has been requested en route.
So I have great respect for law enforcement and the job that they do. So for me, I had to say, I couldn't just watch them and talk like that.
Same goes for me. Deputy Hall is very respectful. He comes in the unit every night, respects every guy in here, and every guy respects him back. And so we didn't do anything for Deputy Hobbs that he would not have did for us.
That is mutual respect. Not fear, not power, not authority, respect. And that is why this story unsettles people. Because it proves something no one wants to admit out loud. The uniform did not create the hero. The person did.
There's not a doubt in my mind. He's a wonderful.
This story spreads because it forces a reckoning. The deputy survived because people everyone expected to look away chose to act instead. And whether people like it or not, this moment proves something simple and undeniable. Heroism does not belong to a title. It belongs to whoever steps up when no one is watching. That is why no one saw this coming.